So this was on my car about 20 seconds ago, and it was a perfect example of how quickly our emotions could snap back and forth, because I thought this was a parking ticket, and I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Here's the reenactment. What? Oh my god, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Up. And it's the 5 links opportunity with a bunch of probably really happy, diverse looking people. And immediately I was like, oh cool, it's not a ticket. So just keep in mind how relative life can be. I'm curious, has that ever happened to you where you're walking, you think you got a parking ticket, you're all pissed, and then you're like, oh, it's make money at home or a coupon for Little Caesars Pizza. What the Friday? So day 4 of the Tony event was pretty awesome, and I got some feedback from the last video through personal emails that it wasn't as fun, or different chops and edits and all that stuff, and it kind of rambled because what you saw was actually just a one-take shot. We did that for the living case study to be a real living case study of like day 1, day 2, day 3, all through day 30. I promise that this will be a lot more quicker to the point. Look how cool that tree is. And with that theme, here are 4 things you can do right now to improve your health and wellness. Thing you can do, number 1, eat more living foods. And that's just a fancy name to just say, eat more fruits and vegetables. Okay, obviously, it is better in general to have more vegetables than fruit. And there's some specifics of saying what vegetables are better than others, especially during the seasons. This time of the year, though, the fact that it's summertime, I cannot stress enough how important it is to increase your leafy greens, or increase it, maybe start having some leafy greens. I cannot think of a better way than to use it by incorporating it into a smoothie. So summertime, right, you're going to throw some berries, some bananas, maybe some almond milk, whatever you want into your blender, maybe Magic Bullet, all the way up to a Blendtec or a Vitamix, whatever it is. Throw in some leafy greens, okay? When I mean leafy greens, think of like spinach, kale, even lettuce is a leafy green. If you're new at this, I would recommend starting with spinach, as it takes on the least amount of flavor, right? And you'd be surprised. Have you ever got raw spinach? It looks like this huge bag, but when you cook it, it kind of shrinks down. Well, the same thing happens when you blend it. So don't be afraid to go to town on this spinach. I mean, literally, fill the blender up with spinach, put some water in first, blend it, see how low it gets, and then add all your other goodies to it. Leafy greens packed with chlorophyll will give you tons of energy, also detoxing, very good for the blood, and especially during the summertime, bitter greens, or anything dark greens, very good for removing excess heat. Thank you, Ayurveda. I also want to mention that I'm in the middle of writing a report called Raw for the Rest of Us. And it's just going to talk about the top 4 ways I found that you could include and incorporate raw foods into your diet without going complete raw foodist and freaking your friends and family out. So be on the look for it. It was going to be like this long, 80-page book, and I realized, again, keeping with the What the Friday theme of just only giving enough information so you can take action immediately. So the report will have some really cool recipes like the green smoothie and other things that I found really helpful, especially in the beginning when you're kind of overwhelmed with how do I incorporate all this stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Talking about fruits, just start shifting your mind to a fruit is the ultimate candy bar, right? I mean, when you think about it, you're grabbing a Snickers bar, right? Mainly because it's delicious, but also because it's convenient. Well, what if that Snickers was replaced with a banana? Kind of same packaging. I mean, just peel it and you're good to go. So, when we think about grab-and-go snacks, kind of I'm running late or stocking the car up for a long drive, pack it with some fruits. When we're thinking about incorporating some more living foods to our diet, think about having a salad with your meals and adding some spinach to your blender. Easy thing number 2. Very simple, guys. Play more, move around, shake your body, shake your groove thing. I don't know what happened when we moved on past high school or elementary school, but we stopped thinking that moving around was fun and playing a game, and we started thinking of it like something that we had to do, like a doctor prescribed us to go on a treadmill for so many minutes a day or something. we're inherently, if you look at children, we are supposed to be moving. We're supposed to be having a good time. So, you know, find out what you like, find out what you enjoy, and do it. And if you can do it with someone, it's even better, right? So for myself, you know, growing up when I was in college and stuff, it was like weightlifting and then gym and stuff. And I'm starting to realize now it wasn't so much the actual like lifting the weights, it was the camaraderie I had with my friends because we all went to the gym together. Nowadays, it took on a new life into dodgeball, right? I love playing dodgeball now with my friends, and yoga, right? Those are my two things. But it really doesn't matter what it is. You have to enjoy doing it, and it's better when you do it with other people, in my opinion. So I also wanted to mention that a really loud plane is flying by. Third thing you could do right now, easy, but we often forget about it, is breathing. You know, breathing is a double-edged sword because our body knows how to breathe whether we're consciously thinking about it or not. And you know that saying, we often forget about things until it's gone? If I told you to hold your breath right now, you're going to be thinking about breathing. If you're underwater, when I was in Thailand, I got to go snorkeling, and one of my flippers fell off, and I went down to get it, and next thing I know, I'm like, I'm going down pretty far, am I going to be able to come up? I was definitely thinking about my breathing. We tend to take things for granted when we just get used to them. Breathing is not one of those things we should take for granted. So what I would recommend, and then there's tons of different exercises on how to breathe properly, and really most of these exercises are not so much learning how to breathe, it's unlearning the bad habits of patterns that we picked up in the past. In fact, your What the Friday bonus this week is I'm going to show you 2 ways to help with your breathing. One is taken from Ayurveda, and the other one is taken from the Alexander technique, and it'll get you kind of like reset your breathing patterns. But whether you sign up or not, close your eyes for a second and just breathe. Really think about inhalation coming in. A nice little trick is, instead of breathing in through your mouth or even your nose, in your mind, think about breathing in through your heart. It'll just relax you, calm you down. Breathing in through your heart, maybe out through the belly button, and see what happens. See, even just talking about it, I feel calmer already. Okay, and the last step from the Tony thing, and I think it's kind of like the glue that brings everything together, is just, you know, relax, de-stress, chill out. And, you know, one ways to do that is like getting a massage and, you know, getting enough sleep. But in my opinion, another way to do it is just don't be so hard on yourself, you know. It's hard to get out of that mindset. I know for myself, I was always a pretty competitive person. So the first couple months of doing yoga, I was kind of looking at the person next to me, seeing if, like, you know, oh, are they doing the one-hander thing, or how much can I go like this without falling? And you know, I had some great teachers that kind of reminded me that that's not the point of yoga. You're not competing against anything, and you just got to let things happen. So try to let that leak into the rest of your life. If you're going to say, okay, I'm going to have a green smoothie now every day by having more spinach and kale in my diet, and tomorrow you don't, and instead you have a milkshake. All right, look, there's no right or wrong to play life, you know what I mean? So don't be so hard on yourself, enjoy it, and have fun with the entire thing. Thing you do number 5. What? Yes. There's a 5th one that was not actually mentioned on day 4 of Tony's thing, but I feel that it is like crazy important to make all these other things work, and it's a perfect segue to the next season of What the Friday, and that is setting yourself up for success. And what I mean by that is incorporating this stuff into an actual routine, into a schedule, into a ritual, so that you could do this every day. It becomes a part of who you are, becomes a part of your, you know, blueprint, and it becomes a habit. You know, really, a habit could go both ways. You don't need, you know, we just don't have bad habits. We could have awesome good habits, right? I tend to high-five people out of instinct now. Well, I guess it's debatable whether it's a good or bad habit, but I think it's pretty good. So, do those steps. Your question of the week is, what was the most ridiculous parking violation, parking ticket, you know, thing that you've ever had? Also, be sure to write it down below. And if you have any questions, like comments, feedback, even particular things that you want to see in future What the Friday videos, hit us up. As I said, stay tuned for that book I'm writing on called Raw for the Rest of Us, because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't want to give up, I don't know, fish tacos, but would still like the benefits of incorporating more living raw foods into their diet. So I'll let you guys know. Until next time, have a beautiful Memorial Day weekend, and what the Friday.